I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a great day, and I'm so very excited to have my next guest on the show. Some people are watching this show for the very first time on a different platform, and I want to welcome you and thank you guys so much. This is the authors interview edition for Dream Chasers Radio, and we have amazing authors here that have amazing books, and and their books are just they range from anywhere from children's books all the way to real science fiction to biographies, autobiographies, memoirs. So, you can find it all right here. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Another book today with author Brenda Jenkins. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. So tell me, how did you get started? What was the one thing that triggered you to know that you wanted to write a book?
Well, I'm a retired educator. I retired as an elementary school principal. So children have always been a big part of my life. Um, but what really started my journey as an author was 2011 in November. Well, in 2011, my sister challenged me to walk a 3-day, 60-mile Susan G. Komen walk to support breast cancer. And I'm thinking 60 miles. Oh my gosh. She's
60
not,
miles.
yes, ma'am, in 3 days. That's
I
20
thought, oh, wait,
miles
wait, wait,
every
wait, wait,
day.
wait. I thought you said 30 miles. You said
No,
60.
right. 3 days, 20 miles each day.
Oh
And
my
I'm thinking,
gosh.
my sister is 9 years younger than me, but hey, if
Hurt me
she can do it,
now.
I wasn't going to let her beat me out. So I agreed to do it. Well, when you're walking 20 miles a day, you have to build up to that. You have to train. So I live in the country and I started training on these lonely, long dirt roads out here in the country. And when I built up to walking several hours at a time, I was really bored. I was so bored. And I thought, I just can't do this. It was driving me crazy. So I started making silly rhymes about my grandson. His name is Trip, and he calls me Guinea, like guinea pig.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was making these silly rhymes up in my head just to have something to keep my mind occupied. I'd say things like, when he was a little guy, sometimes he would cry, and Guinea would hold him and sing a lullaby. It's just silly things like that. So time went on, and I was able to walk the walk with my sister. We went to San Diego, California, and walked in the walk.
Wow.
And it was one of the most overwhelming experiences in my life. I was blown away by the passion and the determination of thousands of people walking together for one cause. The support of the community there was fabulous. The streets were always lined with people cheering us on, giving us little treats, giving us water. Some people gave out shots. I didn't have any, but um, and then the most inspiring thing, I think, was the cancer patients or cancer survivors that were participating. There were women of all ages, like teenagers, mothers, daughters, grandmothers. Um, some were in the middle of their treatments and their hair was wrapped in bandanas. Well, their head was wrapped in bandanas. There were even women in wheelchairs being pushed along. And it was just amazing. It was just so inspiring to me. And looking back, I realized that that was a blessing to me because 3 months later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I know that God used that 3-day walk to give me the inspiration and the motivation I was going to need on my journey. So
Wow.
I spent a total of 9 months in surgeries, major surgeries and recoveries. And while I was recovering, you never know what's coming in the future. And, you never think you're going to hear the words, "You have cancer." You then would get choked up. And I was real worried about my grandson. Excuse me.
Take your time.
I was real concerned about how to explain cancer to a 3-year-old and all of the things that come along with cancer. And I decided I wanted to preserve our memories. So I started writing them down and I polished them up. And I realized that a lot of the memories we have were things that we did outside of my front porch and my swing. So, excuse me. So my book is called The Swing on Guinea's Porch. And so I wrote down those rhymes, and um, I thought, I need to anticipate, some of these questions he may ask. Well, I did, and he's such a sweet little fellow. He's very considerate and kind, and very expressive. And so I wrote down what I thought his responses would be. So I shared all this with few friends and few family members, and they encouraged me to write it as a book. So I did, and I had it published. So writing those memories was a way to gift those memories to Trip, but having it published was a way to inspire and support others who may find this helpful or may be experiencing some of the same things. So I did have the book published, and it's really been a blessing. It's a blessing that came from a very challenging time in my life. So I'm very proud of it. It's not anything I ever planned on doing. And now that I'm 12 years cancer free, it's been, it's been a journey. It's been amazing.
Wow. Wow, what a turn of events. I've lost in the past, I don't know, since 2019, I've lost really dear people, friends and family
Mhm.
to cancer. And I mean, for you walking and then having to go through it,
Mhm.
wow. And yeah, how do you explain that to a 3-year-old? I don't think they understand that. I don't think that would go well. But I think what you did was you turned a negative into a positive. How did that make you feel as you wrote the book, as you understood what was going on in your life? How did it make you feel to actually be able to at least leave something for Trip?
Um, well, he's 15 now. He got his learner's license today.
Oh no.
Yes. So,
Oh, where are you located? Never mind. You're not in Florida. Good. Okay.
yeah. So, he's grown, and as he was going through elementary school, I read the book many times to his classes and to auditoriums full of children at school. And I've presented my story and my book to various ladies groups, some church groups, and some educator groups, and some others in the community. And it's when I wrote it for Trip, it's been real special to us. He loves the book. He was a little embarrassed as he got older that he had a book written about him. In fact, let me show you his picture. This is, can you see?
Yeah.
This is a
Oh,
picture of us in the swing when the book was published, and we were reading the book in the swing. And he
that
loved
looks like
it.
something out of like, when you go and you buy the actual frame. That looks
Yeah,
like something out of the frame.
yeah,
That is beautiful.
it's real special. So
Yeah.
he loves it. And now I have twin grandchildren, a boy and a girl, and they're 5. And my daughter keeps saying, well, when are you going to write a book about them?
Yeah, you gotta do the whole
I
swing thing.
must. I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. I'm so happy that you are cancer free. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
it's something that you strive for. I know you went through a lot. As you come out of that phase and you go into the writing phase, and now you have the twins, what's on the agenda now? I know there might be another book, but mentally speaking, how are you progressing through your life? A lot of people, hang tight and they're good and they're wonderful and they move forward, but some people, they kind of lag a little bit behind and the joy has been taken away from them. How did you get your joy back?
I think the most important thing was my faith. And after that would be my family and my friends, my memories. People will say, to me, you never looked anxious. You never looked upset. You never really acted like anything was wrong. And I tried to do that. But I really was joyful, and I really had, faith that everything was going to be okay. So that was the most, I think what really got me through. And I could look back and I could see how that this chain of events took place and how that helped to strengthen me. So yeah, it was a good experience. It really was. I feel like I'm a stronger person, a
Mm-hmm.
stronger mother and grandmother and wife. And it's not anything I would wish on anybody, of course, but I feel like my experience was turned into it's there've been quite a few blessings to come from it.
I hear you. I hear you. Tell me about the book, The Swing on Jenny's Porch. On Guinea's porch, right? The swing
Guinea.
on Guinea's porch. Guinea's porch. Yeah.
Here's the book, The Swing on Guinea's Porch, and it is written from Tripp's point of view. Um,
Oh.
Being close to children for most of my life, I kind of know what draws them to books. They like colorful pages. Here's some colorful pages. They like rhymes. Children love rhymes because that helps them to learn to read and to memorize the book and feel like they're part of it. And they also like books that have a children's point of view because they can really identify with the characters. So, you mind if I read you a couple pages?
I don't mind at all. Go right ahead.
Okay. Um, the very first one turned into when I was young. Oh, excuse me. When I was very, very small, sometimes I would cry. My guinea would wrap me in a blanket and sing a lullaby in the swing on Guinea's porch. And then on farther, some other things we did. I love this one. Every day, a noisy train rushed by, clickety clack. I'd named the colors of the cars red and silver and black in the swing on Guinea's porch. And then I'll read you one more. The the part about how to tell him about cancer. One day I went to see her, and much to my surprise, a hat was where her curls had been, and tears were in her eyes. I asked her where the hair had gone and why that hat was there. She said she sent her curls to heaven for little angels to wear. So that's kind of how I
Oh,
imagined telling him and how he would perceive it in a way that a 3-year-old might, not be upset and know that everything would be okay. And he
mhm.
said, I said, now, Guinea, don't you worry when you're feeling blue, because now I'm big and I can sing a lullaby for you. And that's just exactly what he would have said in the
Oh,
swing on Guinea's porch. So it's all about memories and family and um, how our experiences with family are so important and how that does help us in challenging times.
wonderful, wonderful. Do you really um think, and I think this, but do you think that this book may help another patient or someone who has breast cancer explain this to their young child, their young grandchild?
I do, if they don't, even if they don't really explain it the way I did, maybe because of my faith, it gives a starting point for conversations with children. Um, it also has a very grown-up message, of encouragement to people who face challenges and trials. So it's a children's book with a grown-up message. So
Mhm.
yes, I do think it's. I have friends who have given these to friends of theirs who are facing hard times or illnesses, and it's been a meaningful thing.
Awesome. I want to thank you so very much for being on the show, Miss Jenkins. I mean, it's been such a pleasure. What kind of a message do you leave to your readers today?
Hmm. Make memories. Make your memories and hold
I
on
love
to
that.
them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 2 words, make memories. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Thank you so very much for being on the show. I'm going to have all of that information about the book, The Swing on Guinea's Porch, in the description box, wherever you're watching, below, aside, to the side, above. I don't know where it's going to be, but wherever it is, go ahead and copy and paste that and put that in your browser if it's not highlighted so that you can go there and check out the book for yourself. And if you're going through a phase and you don't know how to explain something to your young child, your young grandchild, or whatever the case may be, someone young that, you want to make sure that you can say it in the right way that doesn't really take them for a loop because they don't understand, you need to check out the book. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, bye.